Hearing the name Ahmad again felt like sea spray in iftar evenings. What a blessing to hear his raw freedom slip through the cracks in spoken words. First initial alif, a line down the page, a border made to be crossed every time you say his name.
Hearing Ahmad pronounced correctly, with the delicate care, inflection, and intention that honored the journey and leap of faith that my family took to make it here, brought a sense of calm and fullness that can only be relayed by a wide, warm, and welcoming smile. What a blessing to feel comfort and security in corners of the community from a genuine voice that spoke so fruitfully.
My story began in a country whose tongue still feels foreign in my mouth. I was Hong Kong born with blonde hair and blue eyes. I was a moody adolescent in pre-Arab Spring Libya going through puberty with soon-to-be revolutionaries. I'm sure I still speak Arabic with an accent from the prairies.
I was born on the land they call Canada, the only one in my family, escaping a space so filled with unnatural catastrophe. Iraq, it is the place of my ancestors, and growing up, I always wondered, were they mad at me? Did I do enough as I grew up under the protected shade of that rotten apple tree?
The seeds that our parents plant so haphazardly grow our voices like jasmine blossoming, roots reattach when ripped from the soil so suddenly.
So try to maintain and grow which way your road will go. Nourish your soul, but know you can't control which way the smoke billows outside of your life's window.
The ash around us sputters out of our throats, and I mutter Arabic with all the grace of a frightened goat. Still, this nation family holds space for me to lighten my load. They don't ask that I speak in public, just that I eat a little, leave with a full stomach. I've spent adult years speaking like a child
in a language I am struggling to learn. My Arabic quietly cracks out of my vocal cords like the embers from a dying fire. To creep through this trial without notice is my sole desire. Yes, I speak the language of our occupier, so I feel the glare full of judgment start to heat up my skin. Embarrassed to admit that yes, I'm Arab and I struggle to speak Arabic, but you don't know the battles that lie within.
These lies that line our stomach lining separate the outside from in, us from them.
Heartless men have torn us apart again. It can be hard to comprehend, but please, together, we can start to mend.
But these borders are easier to bend for a white face on a Canadian passport. But for my Tunisian friends, borders are rough waters and waves that freeze, trusting tiny boats to stay afloat, praying to God for a soft breeze on Mediterranean seas.
Borders are imaginary lines drawn in the sand. Nobody puts their child on an overcrowded refugee boat unless that water has now become safer than the land. The 2,000-mile trek was never in the plans. Borders are a gun to your temple, forced to say yes to every command. On one hand, I feel so grateful and blessed to be in a place so relatively safe, yet I carry a guilt inside me that weighs me down with disgrace.
But these borders start to bend when the worst in men becomes so evident that our hearts start to break for people we have never met. Yet, on Turtle Island, settlers settled to bet on self-preservation over preserving the self that dies when we kill our kindness. We'd rather have hostages sent to hospitals than to see hostility turn hospitable. So I'm gonna preach self-determination till my breath shakes us from stupor.
We can shape the future. Let's propel and push forward what our fate awaits. People are still people, regardless of settled or displaced. My heartbeat isn't worth more than yours. In fact, it's stronger when we are all in sync. We have the ability to open doors and strengthen our exclusively common links. Let's break down these barriers and recycle that material to build up something great. The landscape is so malleable, so please join us and let's see what we can create.
Because me and my friends only know scattering, only dandelion fingertips. Only makeshift family on homemade boats, only how to fall apart into a driftwood that settles onto the shores of a soil that is yearning to extend grace, regardless of the systems that have planted fear in its dirt. The land knows how to hold all of us in our ragged anger with immunity. The land does not care about borders, just growth and grace and community. And community is sporadic invitations to the hammam.
Community is the open arm embrace from my grade 7 classmates, breaking me out of my self-imposed solitary confinement.
Community is week-long delays between WhatsApp messages, just praying your family made it out of country safely.
Community is finding belonging within that same isolation, not being able to change the new station due to my father's justified frustrations, relocating us to a remote location while watching then the unjustified invasion of your home nation.
Community is across borders, or it isn't community at all.
Community is an invitation to unity.
So we present to you this extraordinarily unique opportunity
to break down these mental divisions and move towards a global community.
To grow into a love
that does not understand borders.
Produce a future
that gives us something to look forward.
We are breaking cycles.
We are stomping on serpents.
We are reigniting the revival of a person being a person, ceasing
the sickness,
stumbling
into salvation gently. These brimming borders are aching to collapse into empathy.
So how far do the borders of your neighborhood extend?
And who is your neighbor?
When we are all global citizens.